Combination of light winds and high moisture will allow for some pretty good fog for tonight. I'll have complete details coming up at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, congressional candidate Callie Barr is receiving endorsements from trade unions in the state. Plus, another U.S. Senate candidate has cemented his place in the August primary. Abdul El Said submits the required amount of signatures. And we'll have the latest as the U.S. and Iran continue tense negotiations. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We're ready to head into tomorrow. We're going to see some comfortable high temperatures, a wide range though. We're going to see lower 40s here into the Marquette and Munising area, but closer to the 60s, the upper 50s and lower 60s down towards Iron Mountain, Menominee and Iron River. We'll start off the day with some patchy fog across the Upper Peninsula. We won't get too much sunshine, especially into Marquette, but we do have a flood watch and a dense fog advisory. I'll have more information on that and what you need to know as we get through the rest of the week in a few short minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. A first congressional district candidate is receiving outspoken support from trade unions in the state. WZMQ's Andrew Hand spoke with council reps this afternoon to get more insight on their decisions.
Ahead of the August 4th primary election, Democrat Callie Barr has received multiple endorsements over the past few weeks, like from the Marquette County Sheriff in March. Most recently, both the Michigan Building and Construction Trades Council and Northern Michigan Building Trades have given their vocal endorsements, coming from shared priorities in the workforce between Barr and the laborers themselves, something union reps say they don't currently receive.
She answers the phone when we call, and that's all we're asking for is somebody to pick up the phone when we call, when we have an issue that we can get through to express our issues.
A major factor looks towards the future in creating and keeping trade workers' jobs in the Upper Peninsula.
It's not always about unions, but it's about the working and especially the family aspect of it. So some of these people can stay here and have make a good living in the UP. And I think Callie absolutely can help us with that.
Barr recently joined leaders and members from UA Local 85, IBEW Local 498, and Sheet Metal Workers Local 7 to state the endorsement at a reception in Gaylord. She hopes this support will shift representation of these workers, giving them more of a voice.
Here, it's so important that we're supporting the trades and education, our trades right now, and especially as we get money for infrastructure, we get money to look at clean energy initiatives, that we're making sure that the people that can get us there are supported. And I think that what I've seen on this campaign is folks understanding the urgency of the moment and wanting to be a part of a change.
Barr is one of 3 Democratic candidates running for Michigan's first congressional district seat in the U.S. House, held by Republican Jack Bergman. The incumbent, 2 other Republicans, and 1 independent candidate are all running for the primary. Reporting in Marquette, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
Abdul El Said, a Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate in Michigan, is officially on the August primary ballot. El Said turned in more than the required number of signatures today, solidifying his place in the race. El Said says his campaign submitted just over 29,000 signatures, all collected by volunteers, crediting hundreds of supporters for getting him on the ballot. He also used the opportunity to lay out his message, focusing on affordability, health care, and what he calls a broken political system.
Like, I don't know what purple means. I don't know what, this word progressive means. You have people who've been locked out of our system, and you have the people who are doing the locking out. And right now, Michiganders are desperate for somebody who's willing to take on the people with the keys.
El Said is one of 3 Democrats competing in this primary this August. With Election Day fast approaching, municipalities across the Upper Peninsula are gearing up for the May 5th election. In Marquette Township, they only have 1 item on the ballot, but as WZMQ's John Truitt explains, every election is important.
Spring elections typically see low voter turnout. However, this year may prove otherwise. Marquette Township Clerk Randy Ritari says early voting and mail-in ballots are an indication of overall voter participation.
School elections in May are usually low turnouts, but I looked yesterday, we sent out 980, 83 absentee ballots. I have over 300 back as of today. So that's a 30% return on my absentee ballots, so that's really good.
On the ballot for this election is a bond proposal for the Marquette area public schools. They want to borrow money to upgrade outdated and failing facilities.
They're trying to go out and get some money to upgrade a lot of these things that they need to upgrade because it's just they're old. They need to be upgraded, and so they're trying to get started right now with what they can do with the millage.
With election integrity on the minds of many Americans, Rattari says in his time on the job, irregularities are extremely rare.
In my 16 years of doing this, we might have been off one. One count was off one in that many years, so I think that's good.
The deadline for registering to vote is not too far away. Rattari breaks down the upcoming deadlines.
So Monday, April 20th is the deadline to register by mail online, by mail or online for the May election. After that date, you have to come into the clerk's office and register it all the way to election day.
And if needed, you can always register on the day of the election. In Marquette Township, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
A controversial election bill is moving through the Michigan legislature after passing the House. The proposal would require proof of citizenship when registering to vote. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy breaks down what it does and why it's dividing lawmakers.
A bill passed in Michigan's House of Representatives today that would change how new voters register in the state. It sparked sharp debate over access and election security.
This isn't for those that have already been registered to vote. This is for the people coming in that are registering in state and local elections and simply showing proof of their citizenship.
The bill would require the Secretary of State to verify citizenship using state and federal databases. Voters could also submit documents like a passport, birth certificate, or naturalization papers. If that status cannot be confirmed, they would be designated as federal-only voters, blocking their ability to vote in state elections.
The reality is that these things just disenfranchise legal voters. We've seen them be put into law in other places around the country, and they failed miserably.
Democrats argue the requirement creates barriers, especially for people without easy access to documents, calling it unnecessary because of the current safeguards to catch voter fraud. They also point to cost, including fees for obtaining birth certificates or identification.
We are committing the voter suppression hat trick here in the Michigan House today. And frankly, Michigan voters want us to be working on making it easier to pay their bills, not harder to vote.
Supporters say the policy is about confidence in elections and applies only to new registrants, not current voters.
It shouldn't be controversial because, as I said, it's not a red issue, it's not a blue issue, it's a red, white, and blue issue.
The bill would also add more costs for the state and local clerks to implement new verification systems. It now heads to the Democrat-led Senate, where it's unlikely to see a vote. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
With the ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. set to expire in 1 week, the White House is indicating negotiations with Iran are continuing and that more face-to-face talks could take place this week. This comes as the military blockade of the Strait of Hormuz prepares to enter a third day. Jesse Mitchell has the latest tonight.
At a Turning Point USA event Tuesday, Vice President J.D. Vance expressed optimism about what he suggested were ongoing negotiations with Iran.
Man, we're going to keep on negotiating and try to make it happen because it would be great for the world, it'd be great for our country, it'd be great for everybody, so I'm going to keep on fighting to make it happen.
Vance led the U.S. delegation that took part in 21 hours of marathon talks with Iranian officials over the weekend. He says the Trump administration is intent on making what he called a grand bargain that will include Iran agreeing not to pursue a nuclear weapon in exchange for economic stability.
In Pakistan, we made a ton of progress, but the reason why the deal is not yet done is because the president, he really wants a deal where Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon, Iran is not state-sponsoring terrorism, but also the people of Iran can thrive and prosper and join the world economy.
Vance's comments come as the U.S. military blockade of the Strait of Hormuz enters a third day Wednesday. Restrictions in the strait are keeping gas prices high, an average of $4.11 a gallon Tuesday. The administration says the high prices are likely to continue for the time being.
We're going to see energy prices, high and maybe even rising until we get the ships, meaningful ship traffic through the Straits of Hormuz.
In an interview with the New York Post, President Trump said additional negotiations between the U.S. and Iran could happen over the next 2 days in Pakistan. Back in Washington, Secretary of State Marco Rubio hosted diplomats from both Israel and Lebanon to discuss a framework for their peace. Continued deadly strikes between those two countries almost derailed the 2-week ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran, which is scheduled to expire next week.
The meeting between Lebanese and Israeli officials today marked the first time since 1993 the two nations have had direct diplomatic talks. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back, and we'll have more details on the cruise ships once again heading to Escanaba this year. We'll be right back after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
It's Earth Month in the Upper Peninsula. Small actions make a big impact. Recycle 906 accepts cans, cardboard, plastics, and more, helping keep the UP clean and thriving. This Earth Month, recycle smarter. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
At the MicroWorks Foundation, we help people get the training they need to land an AI-proof six-figure job. Here in Michigan, that means plumbers, electricians, welders, pipe fitters, mechanics, linemen, HVAC techs, and so many other high-paying opportunities that don't require a four-year degree. We've set aside millions of dollars to help train people who want to learn a skill that's in demand. If that sounds like you, apply today for a work ethic scholarship at microworks.org.
Hey, Mace, did you order your prom outfit yet?
Yeah, Mom, I'll do it.
Hey, have you gotten your prom tux yet?
Yeah, Mom, I got it.
Mason, did you order your prom tux yet?
Yeah, it's coming. Mom!
Skip the guesswork this prom season. Come down to Young's Menswear. We get it right the first time. With tons of in-stock options to rent or buy, we'll help you look your best. Don't wait. Trust the experts at Young's Menswear, now in Escanaba and Marquette.
Chips or cracks, we got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Cracked windshield, chipped glass? Don't wait. Call Brian's Auto Glass in Nagani. We specialize in expert windshield replacement, chip and crack repairs, and safety system calibrations to keep your vehicle road ready. Can't come to us? No problem. We'll come to you with our mobile service. Fast, professional, local. Brian's Auto Glass, where clear vision starts.
Watch 19 News and Weather on YouTube. Just search and subscribe. WZMQ 19 News is always available for streaming 24/7, and it's free. Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. Getting prepared for your midweek time frame here, and we got a little bit of relief in temperatures with some warmth here. 58 degrees for the official high, and the average is 46. So we shifted gears, and now it was an above average type of spring day. But we have a few different watches and warnings to talk about. That flood watch that's still in effect for the entire Upper Peninsula, and any of the neon green areas that you see are some flood advisories. So if you're in a flood prone area with just some more scattered showers and storms, along with that stubborn snow melt that's happening, that's why we have the flood watch, and it's until 2 a.m. on Friday. And then on top of that, we have a dense fog advisory for basically the entire Upper Peninsula, just with the exception of out to Sault Ste. Marie, but it's for Tuesday tonight at 11 p.m. So right now all the way through 8 a.m. tomorrow. So it's really that morning commute that you have to watch out for. Some dense fog, that reduced visibility. Try to leave a few minutes ahead of time before you head out the door to take into accountability those lower speeds, maybe the lower beams to get through the fog. We could see some reduced visibility down to about a quarter of a mile or less here. We'll clear some of the cloud cover out, but I don't think it's going to be a sunny day for tomorrow by any means. But we will get some of that warmth, some moisture, and some storms starting to push up into the area late Wednesday night and into Thursday. Just a matter of how far north it wants to push up. So it could just clip the Menominee, Escanaba area, or it could push up even more, get to Marquette and Munising. But definitely the eastern half of the UP is going to have that better chance of seeing those storms for Wednesday night and into Thursday. But the good news is with that flood watch, I don't think we're going to add on too much more rain for the overnight. So it could get extended through the rest of the week, but as of right now, it's set to cancel out at 8 a.m. But we still have the flood watch continuing until Friday. But the fog outlook, the dense fog advisory, that is set to cancel out at 8 a.m. because we should get some of that clearing. But we are looking at that dense fog to really stick around for tomorrow morning, and then most likely redeveloping for Thursday Wednesday morning. So the main components here that we have to watch out for over the next few days are those potential storms for Wednesday night going into Thursday, and then some reduced visibility with some patchy to dense fog for tomorrow morning and then Thursday morning. So it's the flood and the fog here, not so much the winds. I'll still show you the direction that could be contributing and influence what type of temperatures that we see. So tomorrow is going to be one of those days where it depends where you are. It's going to be maybe on the chilly or seasonal side of things, or warmer down towards Iron Mountain and Escanaba, but that's where we'll see some fog hanging around most of the day, and especially up towards the Marquette area. That's where we'll still see some of that fog. So we are looking at the reduced visibility possibility for tomorrow, and then another round probably for your Thursday morning. So watch out for that. Leaves a few minutes ahead of time as you head out the door. Should clear that out though for most of the day. We'll keep the warmth for the rest of the week, and then we have a little bit of some isolated rain and snow throughout the start of the weekend, and then even colder to finish with temperatures around freezing.
Kelly, thank you again. The city of Escanaba is once again preparing to welcome cruise ships to its shore. Our own Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons spoke with the Delta County Chamber of Commerce about what the cruise lines have planned and what locals should expect.
This spring and summer, Escanaba will welcome cruise ships to Little Bay de Noc 39 times.
We're starting on May 3rd. Hopefully the ice will be off the bays by then, so we won't have any problems with that. And then it'll end the end of October.
Returning will be Victory Cruise Lines and Pearl Seas Cruises, with American Cruise Lines joining them for its first season here. Also new this year, passengers on 4 of the stops will stay overnight.
We're noticing that the interest by Great Lakes Cruise Lines continues to expand, and the investment continues.
Cruise lines are preparing itineraries for their passengers, which include exploring the history, arts, and sweet treats that make Escanaba what it is.
While the cruise lines look for information from our community, they have done a lot of market research, and they know what their guests are looking for in shore experiences.
In the past, locals who know the area best have served as tour guides. This year, cruise lines have hired those local guides and will provide training and scripts for them.
Our goal is to make sure our guests learn something about Delta County they didn't know before. And I think that probably what happens for us is we learn something about the community that outside eyes make us aware of. So that's been very positive for us.
As most locals are well aware, extensive construction is set to begin on Ludington Street later this month. However, the Chamber says it won't interfere with the visitors' experience.
The cruise lines that we're dealing with, the excursion companies that we're dealing with, have a lot of experience. They navigate around road construction at just about every single one of their ports. So we feel confident that they've come up with alternate routes that will shine a wonderful light on our community.
The Chamber believes another season of having cruise ships docked on the shoreline will be a great opportunity for the cruise lines, their passengers, and for Escanaba.
We have guests that stop here at the Commerce Center. They ask for information about our community. They're impressed with the hospitality, and we're thinking that maybe they'll make a return visit, or who knows, they might end up living here based on how impressed they are with our waterfront community.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
Mike Ludlam has your look at sports after the break. He'll bring us the highlights from today's softball matchup between Calumet and Marquette. That and more when we come back.
Up to 50% off list prices during the spring home sale at Slumberland Furniture. Get this Ashley sofa for just $3.99, plus a Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99. Pay no interest for 36 months on approved credit at Slumberland.
Ready for more fun? The Michigan Lottery has doubled the number of cash pop drawings. Just match one number. Yep, just one. From 1 to 15. If your number drops, you can win up to $5,000. That's cash pop from the Michigan Lottery.
Eva Longoria with the Taste of France on J-Hood.
I just eat and drink my way through France.
Which is your favorite French dish?
Wine.
Plus, a taste test Keith Lee can't get behind.
I give it a 0.5 out of 10. Chocolate says a lot of things that don't say that.
Oh, no.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by The Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
Big refund, big project, big savings at Menard.
rebates. Turn your tax refund into your next big project. Plus, get an 11% rebate. Magic Woods has the vanity to complete your dream bathroom. Check out our great selection of Magic Woods vanities. This vanity cabinet with top is a value of $219.99 after rebate. Transform your home with Mohawk vinyl plank flooring. It's waterproof, easy to install, and durable. Dura-Style vinyl plank is a value of $249 a square foot after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Everybody loves Raymond on MeTV, especially me, because Mother loves best.
Nobody makes cake like you.
And nobody eats it like you. Everybody loves Raymond.
Weeknights on MeTV 19.1.
Up to 50% off list during our huge spring sleep sale at Slumberland. Get this Sealy Queen for just $4.99. This best-selling Sealy Posturepedic Plus for $9.99. Pay no interest for 36 months with approved credit. Only at Slumberland.
Good evening, everyone. The high school softball season is underway for most Upper Peninsula teams. Gladstone edged Marquette in a doubleheader yesterday, 6-4 and 5-4. Temperatures were in the low 40s this afternoon as Marquette hosted Calumet for a doubleheader. And as you can imagine, still snow beyond the fences at the softball field in Chocolate Township. Game 2, third inning, Calumet's Molly Urkla takes a pitch up high, but whoosh. Maddie Havel spots a wandering runner off first and picks that one off. Then Urkla was on base when Chloe Capo popped to left center field, not caught. Urkla advanced to third and Capo to second. A run scored on the play. Copper Kings trailed 4-2. Those two runners were stranded. Now you can see the snow. Bottom of the third, Charlie Swajden takes a pitch high. Maddie Havel heads to second, and Ava Hanford breaks for home in the double steal. 5-2 Sentinels. Bottom of the fourth, Michaela Gustafson puts that one in the right field for a hit. Sammy Trapani scores around third, and it's a 6-2 advantage for Marquette. A short time later, Lily Smigel with a base hit to right field as well. Gianna Michelson gets the green light around third and scores to make it 7-2. Did not get the score of either game in the doubleheader, but hey, they're playing at Chocolate Township Field. Maybe the snow really will melt eventually. Also in softball, Menominee almost doubles up Barker Harris 21-11 in the first game and did in the second game 15-7. Single game, Kingsford over Westwood 4-1. In a doubleheader, Norway defeated Niagara 19-2 in that first game. Peyton Poquette had 4 hits and 4 RBI for the Knights. Kendall Birkland had 2 doubles and 2 triples. In the second game, Norway also defeated Niagara 13-6. And the Lance Purple Hornets took care of Stevenson 27-17. In baseball, a split of a doubleheader, Ironwood over Iron Mountain 12-8. Mountaineers get the best of the Red Devils in the second game 7-5. And another split, Manistee edges North Central 6-5. Then the Jets come back to take care of the Emeralds 6-2. For the second week in a row, NMU junior attacker Josie Lakoski has been named the Division II Offensive National Player of the Week by the Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association. Lakoski delivered a record-setting weekend, matching NMU's single-game program records with 9 goals and 13 points in a 21-4 win over Davenport. She followed that with 5 more goals against Grand Valley State to break the program's single-season goals record and surpass 100 points, becoming just the second player in program history to reach that milestone. Lakoski now has 76 goals, 27 assists for 103 points, leading the NCAA Division II in goals. She has also set single-season Wildcat records in goals and shots on goal, and she's closing in on a few more marks, and her coach is pretty happy with her progress.
I'm impressed with her. I'm impressed with her work ethic. I'm impressed with how she's overcome people guarding her really, really aggressively and beating her up, and she's had to overcome that. And the way she had to play against Grand Valley to be able to score, the way she played in Davenport in a game that was kind of close the last time we played them, or the way she could just dominate. I mean, it's so impressive. When you watch her on the field, she moves at a different speed than everyone else. And it's not only just foot speed, it's the reads she can make, the passing she can do. I mean, it's special. I mean, statistically, she's one, if not the best player in the country right now.
The Wildcats visit Saginaw Valley State Sunday, and next Tuesday it's a makeup game at the University of Indianapolis. NMU swimmer Leo Knowles has been named one of 2 recipients of the 2025-26 Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Pat Riepma Postgraduate Scholarship. The honor awards $5,000 in aid to the graduate school of his choice. It's voted on by the GLIAC faculty athletic representatives. Knowles was the 2025 GLIAC Swimmer of the Year. He plans to pursue a master's degree in exercise science at NMU. Down the road, he plans to work in coaching and educational settings where he can teach performance and skill development informed by science. Knowles also hopes to share his knowledge in his home country of Uruguay. The female winner of the Pat Riepma Scholarship is Ferris State basketball player Caden Blanchard. The GLIAC Postgraduate Scholarship is named after former Northwood University athletic director and head football coach Pat Riepma, who passed away in July of 2015 after a lengthy and courageous battle with cancer. Former University of Michigan football coach Sharon Moore was sentenced to 18 months probation and fined just over $1,000 today for 2 misdemeanors stemming from an incident at the apartment of a staff member with whom he had engaged in an inappropriate relationship. Last month, the 40-year-old Moore pled no contest to trespassing and malicious use of a telecommunications device involving a domestic relationship in exchange for dropping more serious charges, including a felony. Moore was accompanied to the sentencing by his wife, Kelly. Moore is also barred from using drugs or alcohol, possessing firearms, or having any contact with 32-year-old Paige Shriver. Moore was also ordered to continue counseling. Moore was abruptly fired by Michigan on December 10th after Shriver told the university that the two had been involved in a relationship the school had determined violated his contract. She had broken off the relationship 2 days prior. Major League Baseball, the Tigers taking on the Kansas City Royals. Framber Valdez pitching very well in this contest. He's going to get Benny Pasquantino on the strikeout, but the Tigers were down 1-0 in the 6th inning. In fact, we have to jump to the bottom of the 8th. Zach McKinstry will double to right field, and he would advance to third a short time later. Then things start breaking for the Tigers in a good way. Nick Mears of the Royals will throw a pitch that gets away, and McKinstry will score to tie the game at 1. Salvador Perez, the catcher, was completely puzzled by how that happened. Next batter in the inning is Dylan Dingler, and he's going to like that one going into left field. Kevin McGonigal will score, and the Tigers take a 2-1 lead as Dingler ends up at second with a double, but he was stranded. Top of the 9th, 2 out. Starling Marte will be in the batter's box against Kenley Jansen, and he's going to get the fly out to center field. Jansen moves into third place all times in saves with 479. Tigers win this one by the count of 2-1. Jansen trails only Mariano Rivera and Trevor Hoffman in the all-time saves list. In Major League Baseball also, the Milwaukee Brewers had a lead for a while but could not keep it. Toronto scored 1 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th, and 3 in the 10th to beat the Brewers by the count of 9-7, and we will be right back.
My family's been in business for 70 plus years. We really needed to stress that this is not just a running store. Our running shoes are good for everybody.
It's about the people out in the community who are in the workforce. All those people really benefit from the proper footwear and structure that a running shoe can provide.
They might come in limping, almost like a miracle, walk out of here dancing. It's more than shoes. There's a caring that doesn't exist in a lot of businesses anymore.
When you live in the north, the winds blow harder, the winters last longer, and the leaves change in an instant. Every season tells its own story. That's why the roof over your head needs to protect the memories being made beneath it. At Dan Perkins, we build metal roofs that stand up to the northern elements. Because when you live in a place as untamed and wonderful as the North, your home deserves a roof that's just as enduring. Protect what matters most with Dan Perkins Construction.
I am stunned. The Golden Girls are on MeTV.
Are you trying to tell us that you are stunned?
See the always stunning Blanche, Rose, Dorothy, and Sophia.
Why is everyone looking at me?
Weeknights on MeTV 19.1. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
And a final check of your forecast. We're going to see some fog hanging around the overnight areas and into tomorrow morning, so you have to leave a few extra minutes ahead of time. And we'll also continue to monitor this flood watch. That's for the entire UP, and this will be until early Friday morning. Just some low-lying areas that could see some more flooding potential. That dense fog advisory for basically everyone, with the exception of out to Sault Ste. Marie, the very eastern portions here, but that's through tomorrow morning. So make sure to leave some time for low speeds and low beams with that reduced visibility, maybe about a quarter of a mile or less. High temperatures are going to range from the lower 40s for the northern portions of the UP down to the upper 50s down towards Menominee and Escanaba. We'll have a light chance, a little chance of some rain for tomorrow, but the greater chance will come for Wednesday night and into Thursday. Could see some showers and isolated thunderstorms roll through the area. I'll watch for any potential severe storms, but probably just going to be your general showers and storms. And then that's the last of the warmth kind of as we go from Friday into the weekend. Could see some rain and snow mix, a few sleet areas, wet snowflakes for Saturday, and even colder with that cloud cover sticking around for Sunday.
Kelly, thank you again. And finally tonight, one of the largest dinosaurs to ever walk the earth has turned up in an unexpected place. It's towering above parishioners inside a cathedral in the UK. The full-scale Titanosaurus stands nearly 20 feet tall and stretches about 120 feet long. The dino's arrival even inspired clergy to give the dean of the cathedral a rather prehistoric nickname.
My fabulous technophobe characteristics have now designated me as the dinosaur, so I don't take it too personally, but I probably have a similar technological aptitude as to our skeleton friend here.
But behind the fun, there's a serious mission. Organizers hope tens of thousands of visitors will stop by to help raise cash to support the upkeep of the centuries-old structure. Mike, anything else?
Nope, that's good for today.
All right. That's it, everyone. We'll catch you back here tomorrow at 6/5 Central. See you then.
Now through April at Fox Marquette Subaru, lease a 2026 Subaru Forester Premium for $399 a month for 36 months or get 1.9% APR for 75 months. Fox Marquette Subaru. Experience the difference.
Optimize your home with Maytag and Whirlpool appliances from Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Maytag and Whirlpool offer best-in-class warranties on durable, state-of-the-art appliances, perfect for your